Alright, now I will ask the panelists, are we ready to spin for which side of the house gets affirmative or opposition? Okay, now we will spin for which side of the house. The affirmative team is Southeast Sulawesi and the opposition team is West Sulawesi. On today's debate, first session, we will be debating under the motion. The Turats needs to be reconstructed to support the global movement to mitigate climate change. I repeat the motion. The Turats needs to be reconstructed to support the global movement to mitigate climate change. Before beginning to debate, I would like to remind all of you to adhere to the rules, be respectful, and not to interrupt today's debate. If you have not, please mute or silence all of your mobile devices. You have 1 minute for both of the teams to introduce yourself. Each team gets 30 seconds. Your time starts now.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from the government team firmly support this motion. About this motion is Kitab Turats needs to be reconstructed to support the global climate change mitigations. Introduce first, I'm Holis Raski as a first speaker. This is Endar Danis as a second speaker. And this is Faisal Rahmansa as a third speaker. We are from the government team proposing this motion. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable Judge, Honorable the opposing team, Honorable the affirmative team, and for especially Honorable the following debaters in competition MQKI 2025. Good morning everyone, how are you? I'm the first speaker, my name is Dibro Brian. The second speaker, Andi Pangaran Bayu Abdi, and the third speaker, Fahrian Libas. And also, we are opposing team is a very reject and not absolutely disagree the motion. Islamic historical texts shall be reconstructed to support global climate change mitigation movement. Thank you.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The honorable judges, chairperson, moderator, and all the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, before I go to my argument, let me define the definition as the first speaker from the government team. First is Kitab Turats, a classical Islamic scholarly text written by ulama, including fiqh, tafsir, ethic, and daily guidance. And the second is reconstructing. We meant not erasing or abandoning the text, but we want to reinterpreting it so it can respond to the modern challenge. And the third is global climate change mitigation. We meant to align the Turats teach and implementation with the nowadays international problems and supporting to reduce gas emission, protect ecosystem, and sustaining the earth as amanah from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Ladies and gentlemen, also I want to say about the status quo is first is climate change is one of the massive problem in nowadays era. As an example, according to IPCC 2023, global temperatures have already risen 1.1 degree above the pre-industrial level. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, we want to reconstruct the Kitab Turats because it's very important for nowadays massive threats. And also in Indonesia, problem like sea levels rise and tree felling and flooding. and also Turats is implementing in many pesantren. It doesn't have a context about the global environment problem. Issue like carbon emission, plastic waste, and climate justice were unknown to medieval scholars. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Actually, I have two main arguments, but now I will still explain one argument. Exactly brings me to my first argument is easier teaching, better understanding. So as we know, Kitab Turat is actually written by ancient time ulama, which means that just relevant about the status quo ulama that live, which means when the teacher that teach that reconstructed that Kitab Turat, the student will be understand what the Kitab Turat itself about the mitigation movement. So they will be mostly to follow. So instead of they just being patient and extra, they will be do real action to mitigation movement. And this is exactly relevant what we had the in opening ceremony yesterday that Professor Nasaruddin says about merawat lingkungan, menyebar perdamaian, or in English, take care of environment and spread of peace. This is the final what we need of what we need at the moment, and this is why we need to respect the Kitab Turat.
Thank you very much, honorable judges, respected the opposition team, and distinguished audiences. I will continue the case from the previous speaker by emphasizing the importance of modernizing teaching methods so that the Kitab Turas will be relevant to the contemporary challenges, which is in here is the climate global mitigation. Ladies and gentlemen, I have 2 points here to strengthen our stance. First is about the recent research from the Pondok Pesantren Nurul Huda Pragaan Sumeneb that shows when Kitab Turas is taught by interactive methods such as audio, media, discussion-based learning, and practical exercise students, it gives a better comprehension ethical and moral values that include environmental responsibility and preserving natural balance that easily can be internalized, ladies and gentlemen. And the second is about the integration of religious and secular knowledge that has been demonstrated at Pondok Pesantren Al Khairat when spiritual values combined with scientific and technological education, ladies and gentlemen. Then this is proof that reconstructing or modernization of Kitab Turas doesn't different the holy meaning, but it brings back the lasting values so that the Santri X can intentionally prevent environmental damage, plant trees, reduce plastic use, and educate their communities. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you, honorable judges, honorable affirmative team. First of all, let me say about the historical Islamic text. Historical Islamic text means by heritage, by fiqh, usul fiqh, historical fiqh, and advising of the etc. And then we want to say the reconstructed. Reconstructed, it means in a place here on the applying about the climate science. And lastly, we want to say about the climate science mitigation of movement. Climate science in the mitigation of movement is right that refers to international community. It's like IPCC and SDGI Soviet. And then we want to say about the problem scope. Problem scope, we'll limit this question for today. We not discuss about the climate science, but we discuss about how to the working the climate science and divide the Kitab Turat. And then lastly, we want to say about is the legitimacy and the current issue. We are together we know, because climate change is a very, very important in the world. We said the Minister of Religion say every year many people did until 61,000 people because that the climate change. That's our uncle's idea. And next I'm turning over hand to the second speaker, more strengthening and more emphasizing. Time and place, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, we already know that the Turos is loaded Halifah Filar and then entrusted or Amanah that God gives to the human. And then the Turos is being based on Islamic ecological ethics. That means these values is still relevant without must be reconstructing the Turos. And then with ijtihad mechanism, the contemporary scholar or contemporary ulama can apply the principle of la daror wa la diror, and then the protecting environmental principle. They can responding the climate change issue, and then with reconstructing like reshuffling new capture, adding some client science footnotes, and then inserting modern case studies will
risky to creating an anachronism, and then will lower the classical nouns authority. And then instead of reconstructing, we have three paths of ijtihad that average ulama is guarantees these steps that can.
Okay, thank you. You said about Rasat Amanah, but we believe that actually just adapting movement. So actually, their side of the house just gather from our motion today. Because actually, what the goal, what we stand for this debate actually should be instructed to follow the mitigation or not. Thank you.
Okay, we can deny that the Torah is given to the human as the entrusted amana or amana, and as the Khalifa fil ard to study this kitab Torah. And then I will continue my argument that we have three paths of ijtihad that average ulama is guarantees this step that can produce the fiqh environmental. That are normative, empirical, and then practical. There are stringent fatwa institution, publish special commentaries, develop scholar training and curricula. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Reconstructing Torah's text by altering their original meaning and may face resistance from traditionalists. Caution is needed to ensure the interpretation respect classical text while addressing modern issues. Thank you.
Now, the opposition team, please ask your questions. You have 1 minute. Your time starts now.
Okay, thank you for the moderator that gave me a chance to give question to the affirmative team. So, the affirmative team say that the Torah must be reconstructed. So, what is my question in here is, who has the authoritative legitimacy to reconstruct the Torah? Is it classical scholars, or is it state institutions, or is it academic? And when reconstructing the Torah will becoming an excuse to give birth to new heritage. Thank you.
Now, affirmative team, please answer the questions from opposition team. You have 2 minutes. Start from now.
Thank you for the opposition team for giving the interesting question for us. Actually, we want to reconstruct the Turats. We want actually we have the legitimacy just give by the ulama, scholaries, and other institution that has a strikes supervision, so that the Turats is not make the big impact. Just like if the opposition teams may say, if we reconstruct Turats, it could be make the negative way that could misinterpretation. But with the strict supervision, it could be give the more reliability, and also based on the Faruqi in 1992, Islamic texts already contain principle of to protect earth, but many passages of us are abstract in discussing patience during disaster than concrete action. Pesantren have the unique potential to become community and change agents. Thank you.
Now, the affirmative team, please ask your questions. You have 1 minute. Your time starts now.
Okay, thank you, the honorable judges, opposition team. I want to ask question for the opposition team. Does the opposition team believe that the static content of the yellow books or Turats without reconstruction can be applied effectively to the dynamic nowadays issue, just like global crisis, global warming? Can centuries old book alone inspiring practical action today. Thank you.
Now, the opposition team, please answer the questions. You have 2 minutes. Your time starts now.
Okay, so I want thank you for the moderator. They gave me a chance to answer the question. So I want to answer it. Earlier, we say that we have 3 paths of ijtihad that ulama guarantees these steps that can produce the environmental fiqh that are normative, empirical, and then practical. The first is stringent fatwa institution, and then we can publish special commentaries, and then we can develop scholar training and curricula. This is the important thing. So this approach is with this approach, moral and ecological ethics message that are on Turos will be still alive and relevant without must be sacrificing the original reduction. And then Muslim communities will be guided with the ulama or scholarship heritage that been complete. Thank you.
Now, the affirmative team will state their rebuttals. You have 3 minutes. Your time starts now.
Okay, thank you very much. The kind opportunity that given to me. It's hard to believe that our side of their side of the house is actually never give us some rebuttal on their question. They just give us some question about we are reconstructed in extra, which mean our point that we said in science beginning they are separate panels. So second, they said that about the trusted amanah, and it's about the ulama fikih. I mean like what are the ulama that teach about the fikih? That's about turons, and that the turons about the patient, about the take a prayer on the God. This is for example, like when you feel like something hungry, but you didn't take a food in the table. You just like take a prayer to the God. You didn't actually to go to the table. So you just like after then you blame to the God and extra, and which is just bad. And then according to my argument, exactly we have to look in the research for the pesantren Nurul Huda that show 40% until 60% that there is a better comparison when there is a subtle respect to kitab turats. This is exactly proof why our side of the house is actually better deserve something kind of a real solution, because we already have a data and we know this is exactly that there is a pre-promotion. So I mean like I don't know why the side of the house didn't actually give real data. Thank you.
Now, the opposition team, please reply to the rebuttals. You have 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Your time starts now.
Okay, thank you for the moderator that gave me chance to answer, to give the rebuttal from the affirmative team. So, in this modern era, we still have ulama, right? And then the ulama is mastering many of turos. The ulama is master many of turos that we can give a question to the ulama, and then the ulama will be solve the problem that are going in this modern era. And then instead of reconstructing the turos, with you reconstructing the turos, do you think you can study, you can learn the reconstructed turos without any teacher, without ulama that have been mastered the original turos? And then the important thing that I wanna say in this time is Imam Malik refused any addition or deletion to the turos. He warned that every changes will damage the chains of transmission and ulama authority. The original manuscript must be respected. Thank you.
Now, the opposition team, please state your rebuttals. You have 3 minutes. Your time starts now.
Okay, thank you for the moderator that gave me a chance. Okay, so we will emphasizing our rebuttal that they are saying we have in this modern era we still have ulama that master many of Turas. Then instead of reconstructing, we said before that we have 3 paths of ijtihad. We have 3 paths of ijtihad that many of ulama, that average ulama guarantees these steps that can produce environmental fiqh that are normative, empirical, and then practical. We can use these steps to approach the moral and ecological ethics measures that are on Turas. Then with we doing these steps, it will be making the message that on our Turas is still relevant and still alive. Thank you.
Now, affirmative team, please reply to the rebuttals. You have 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Your time starts now.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the moderator and honorable adjudicator. First of all, I want to rebuttal the opposition team that says about he said that we don't need ulama, we don't need supervision. But what I said before, that we want to reconstruct, and with the supervision of ulama, we can make the integration, and it could make the stronger solution for our global problems today. And also, the opposition teams always say about the ulama should be doing here, doing this, but they are not giving they are not giving the real example. They are not giving the real what the ulama has been made up about the climate change mitigation. So also, ladies and gentlemen, so this is why we need to reconstruct the Kitab Turats, because the relevance for student in pesantren. First is student should be see how classical text connect in today's crisis. Because the old days books that could make misinterpreted, or they have no relevant, because the old book it's sometimes we can say abstract in this new era. Ladies and gentlemen, also without reconstruction, they might secondary while they are actually makasid al-sharia, which mean the protection of life, lineage, and nature.
Interruption. Can I interrupt?
Do you want to accept?
Yes, please.
Okay, so you say that we say you don't need ulama. We don't say that you don't need ulama, but we say in this modern era we still have ulama. So instead of reconstructing the Turas, why don't just asking the question of your problem to the ulama that can solve the problem in this modern era. And then yesterday in the opening of MQKI, section one of Kiai Haji Nasaruddin Umar member that asked the section of
Your time is over.
okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for the interesting interruption, because the question you have before, you asked about the in our position, did ulama have the part of this reconstruction? We said yes, ulama need it has the part of this reconstruction, because with the supervision of ulama, it could get with the integration of ulama and the reconstruction, it could get stronger solution, and that's why we are proposing this motion. And also, let me continue with my argument. Strengthening the Islam global role that shows that Islam's tradition support climate action, makes pesantren and ulama help solving problem. They are not only spectating, but they are also held a hand to the reconstruction. So that is make the real solution for our position today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I will continue the case given by my first speaker. So, ladies and gentlemen, the member of the house. Actually, when we study in pesantren, we already have the coach. Like example, like I have a coach, Mr. Wawan, and I have Miss.
Your
Miss Lama.
time
But-
is over.
Oh, thank you.
Now, the affirmative team, please state the summary of your arguments. You have 1 minute. Your time starts now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable judges, respected the opposition team and the distinguished audiences. I will close the debate by summarizing our argument from before that, ladies and gentlemen, we're not here to romanticize the past, but to reconnect the roots to the sky. Ladies and gentlemen, Kitab Turats is not an old book that gathering by dust, but it is a pulse of Islamic heritage that can heal an earth in crisis. So that is why this motion is not theoretical, but it is about the courage. If pesantren do not take the lead in educating future environmental stewards, then where else? The students will protect the planet not for a pause but out of faith. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, we as the government team totally support with this motion, and we are worth to win this debate. Thank you.
Now, the opposition team, please state the summary of your argument. You have 1 minute. Your time starts now.
Thank you, everyone. In conclusion, I conclude that Torah can make classical teaching more relevant to today's climate crisis. Yet it also carries right of altering original meanings and facing traditional resistance. Therefore, such effort must be approached carefully, ensuring respect for the classical text while encouraging the community's active role in protecting the earth. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for the amazing arguments from both of the team. Please give a round of applause. All right, the first session of the debate is now over. For both of the teams, thank you so much. Please return to your seat.